Lovely people, we have significant news in light of Jim Cramer getting down on Elon Musk, advising him to go along with him on distraught cash to examine his side of things in explicitly respects to the pay bundle. Elon Musk has answered. He says we could do a X spaces now, that would be something, and whether this happens I don't realize. I'll let you know at this moment. Assuming it happens, the one major pessimistic that could emerge from it is assuming that Musk tosses uncertainty about leaving Tesla in that discussion, right? That is the enormous pessimistic. The positive is more consideration regarding the Tesla investor meeting, more votes that will probably get projected, and perhaps some mitigation of the feelings of dread that Elon would leave Tesla. I truly feel that could be really significant for the load of Tesla in the event that it for sure works out. However, what I need to discuss here in this video, one happened to business sectors today. We discussed that a ton in the last video, so we won't feature that a lot in this video yet. I think all the more critically what's in store coming tomorrow. We in all actuality do have all the more large information, as well as that we had some uncommon call purchasers today in Tesla stock, and I need to ensure you all comprehend what that implies. Bunches of different things to cover here in this video too. We should feel free to get everything rolling. Hit the like button and buy into the feed on the off chance that you have not done so. Currently now, on top of the truly bull exchanges that we've seen today, were a ton of those equivalent exchanges that we've been looking at, focusing on explicitly the June 21st lapse. You have a 240 trillion, 250 billion, 255 million, 266,276. Put these exchanges are north of $1 million. This one's 3 million. That one's 11 million. That one's 2 million, 2 million, 19 million, 9 million, 5 million, 7 million. You know, sort of see here's another 12 million, just about 13 million, 9 million, 4A, 5 million, 3 million. I mean the rundown continues endlessly and on with these somewhere down in the cash puts that are being purchased, and these naturally are not really negative exchanges. They're mutual funds and establishments that need to support out their position. I suppose if on the off chance that anybody lets you know June 13th isn't that significant, one, don't have a clue, and they're deceiving you in the event that they let you know that Tesla stock won't go up a ton or not going to go down a ton, they're misleading you. June 13th has the likelihood to drop Tesla stock 10 to 20% that day. It has the likelihood to mobilize Tesla stock 10 to 30%. I think 30% is somewhat outrageous, yet you could witness sort of how that could on the off chance that you comprehend the market elements of what's happening right now, since these choices that are being purchased, these 12 million, 5 million, 20 in addition to million duplexes that are, you know, moving on to the choices chain in masses right presently. They're there, making market producers go out and short a ton of portions of Tesla, and that is the reason even on a day like today Tesla marginally failed to meet expectations, the more extensive business sectors, and that is on the grounds that shorting pressure, well, the things all will occur assuming the vote goes through on June 13th. You will see the market creators go out and repurchase those offers as Tesla stock goes higher, and that could truly drive a colossal outsized move for Tesla. Currently, it's entirely fascinating about June 14th, and one reason why I believe there's possibly a major exchange to be had around this investor vote is since, supposing that you go to the June 14th, 2024 choice termination and you add the call premium and the put premium right at the cash, that is $1,123, assuming you partition that by 176 right, yet you're doing this in choices terms, so $538 on the put side, $585 on the call side. What do you get? Well, you truly get a normal move of Tesla stock just around 6.3%. That is not unreasonably a lot, and I think nearly insured among now, and you know June 14th you will get a bigger move than that now, assuming we do this equivalent computation for the 21st. That is where a ton of the choices are truly determined. I can perceive you right presently it will be a marginally bigger anticipated move, yet truly not that much appropriate for the choice lapse of June 21st. You're just expecting around a 7-8% move in Tesla stock by that Friday, so I mean better believe it isn't so costly to fence comparative with verifiable principles, and I mean I'm expecting a lot bigger move than 7.8%, and that is one explanation I really do anticipate exchanging this occasion for Tesla, assuming that you folks might want to come gain admittance to those exchanges each time. Cause an exchange to convey cautions, and I made an exchange on Tesla today. Look at that connection down underneath in the portrayal of this video. Yet past that you saw some extremely bullish choice action too. Here is a June 21st 210 call worth around 1 million. Here's a 250 call for August 16th, and we went over these in the last video. Yet any place from the $200 to the $300 calls are being purchased too big time by these huge cash financial backers, and these are not retail financial backers that are making these exchanges. These are large cash financial backers. This is the intriguing choices stream, and it's truly just taking a gander at you realize super enormous orders. So today was great. You most certainly begun to see some bullish, hypothesis in Tesla, yet it's actually being overwhelmed by put security now. I in all actuality do figure tomorrow could be an important day too. We will land shocks position openings. We're expecting around 8.4 million last month. We had 8.48 million, so you're just expecting a deficiency of employment opportunities around 80,000 or so somewhat recently now, plainly less employment Opportunities implies perhaps the economy isn't working out quite as well, perhaps the work market's debilitating a tad, yet that is the very thing the business sectors need to see now. Assuming you drop 1 million employment opportunities, that is presumably not something to be thankful for. On the off chance that you drop 2 million, that is most certainly not something worth being thankful for. Assuming that you drop like 200,000-300,000 employment opportunities, that is most likely great, and the most effective way to think about this is assuming you are an entrepreneur and business is blasting and you need to recruit 10 representatives. Since business is blasting extraordinary, chances are if you have any desire to enlist 10 workers, business is blasting for any organization. If for that action, well, in the event that business dials back and perhaps you're simply hoping to employ a few workers, you will have less employment opportunities and probably your business isn't blasting. Assuming anything it's doing, affirm you are likewise going to get production line orders month over month, expecting that number will come in around 0.7%. Last month was 1.6%. Fine, I don't believe that truly matters excessively, and that is essentially it for later. You will get complete vehicle deals for the period of May, expecting around 15.8 million. That is likewise generally not an impetus at all. You will land shocks, position stops, and a couple other more modest information focuses connected with the shocks employment opportunities, yet that title number is truly going to be what's significant now. I really do likewise need to feature this. We had uplifting news today, paying little mind to what the business sectors did. I think there's several things sort of neutralizing the business sectors. There's a ton of dread right presently about what's the deal with the New York stock trade, since they can't have a utilitarian market for over 2 days following this T+1 repayment time change, going from T+2 down to T+1. You've had a ton of stocks out and out end that don't open, that are not exchanging accurately, and that caused a lot of dread toward the beginning of the day. Today you likewise had an upwards fire up vision to your expansion numbers, and this came from Scratch Timos today, so I'll go on and pull that up. A Scratch Timos sort of brought up it well. It says the New York took care of proportion of expansion determination, the multivariant center pattern rate saw a major vertical correction in Q1. This series has been inclined to a few bigger dreams. January is presently 3.3%, of February is 3.11% versus 2.7% beforehand, and walk is 2.9% versus 2.6%, so a definitely certainly got all in upwards modification there throughout the previous 3 months. In April was 2.8%, so we'll see what happens when that eventually gets reconsidered, yet it in all actuality does in any case appear as though it's falling, yet not so as much as we expected. Serious deal. I have to strongly disagree, yet the business sectors might have accepted it as some terrible news today, yet generally it was a very decent day. You clearly had Nvidia that was up 4%, and that depletes the market of liquidity whenever Nvidia is up that amount, and I don't mean it was a decent day since stocks got along nicely or any such thing. They obviously didn't. Tesla was down 1%. It was anything but an incredible day, yet with the actual information it was great. Since you had ISM assembling costs paid that came in well underneath gauges at 57, the gauge was 61.3. The title number for ISM assembling came in underneath gauges. Fundamentally, everything was great other than your work numbers. They arrived shortly hot, and you realize this isn't me guessing and saying this. Glance at 10-year depository yields. They auctions off 12 premise focuses today. 50% of a rate cut today alone. In view of this information, you don't need to stand by listening to me screw everything I say. The security market said to you this was uplifting news today, and I feel that is the main thing that truly matters in the stupendous extent of things. Now, on the off chance that you all poor person followed the X record, feel free to give it a follow around there. It is Michael Tyler, pretty basic and simple to find. I share a ton of things